This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Delighted to be joined by George Groves here in Saudi Arabia. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. Very good. Good to be back.
I was going to ask you about that because obviously last time you was here, I imagine you've come to Saudi Arabia kind of in between this period, but you already know what the country's like, and despite kind of what happened that night, the experiences in hospitality and the country itself was good.
Yeah, well, I was really nervous before I come out here because I couldn't seek local knowledge. There was no one I really knew who'd been out here and could give me some practical advice. So I wasn't sure if all my team were going to be able to get out here and whether I was going to be able to bring all my training kit and some of my supplements and stuff like that. So it was a really stress. But once we got through customs, and it was like, oh, we're okay now, and we was looked after, and the people were nice, and the facilities were good, the food was really good, the arena was good. I wasn't so good. I was fat and out of shape, and got knocked out. So I didn't really manage to experience the full Saudi experience, I suppose, that week. But fight week, you get out here. I was a bit agitated at that point. It took me a lot of work to sort of even be in the frame for the fight. So once I got out here, I just sort of stayed in my hotel room, was counting down the days to sort of get out. So when this opportunity came up to come back, I was actually really excited. So I was like, oh, I can go and see what it's all about. Actually remember a bit of Saudi this time, and and see. Obviously, we were the first ones to go out there and do boxing, and I wasn't really in the mix in terms of setting up the shows. It was the World Boxing Super Series, so and this, they were making new ground, so we didn't expect the unexpected. But now we've had a couple of events. Obviously, Khan's been out here, and now with a massive, probably one of the biggest fights of the year, heavyweight title clash. This probably won't get much better than the standard they're going to be putting on for everyone this week.
George, 2 days away from such a hugely anticipated heavyweight rematch between Joshua and Ruiz. I remember speaking to you the day after the fight in the hotel. What is your thoughts? How confident or not confident are you that Anthony Joshua can put that result right?
Yeah, well, before the first fight, I thought Joshua should win comfortably, just on natural size, and yeah, Joshua's obviously very limited in certain aspects of his technical game, but that's down to not just his experience, because he's had loads of experience now. He's fought in multiple unification world title fights, so you can't talk about his amateur pedigree. He was an Olympic champion, It's his frame, it's his size, and there's limitations to that. And the smaller guys, in my opinion, there's two types of heavyweights at the moment. There's the shorter, smaller guys who do a much more nimble and faster hands, and still heavy enough to have power in their shots to hurt you. And then you've got the bigger guys who are harder to reach sometimes and can absolutely whack and hurt you. But barring Tyson Fury, who is just huge, but also as that sort of figure where he can be nimble, doesn't look to put power on his shots. That's kind of what you got in the heavyweight division. So I still make Joshua a winner. He's going to have to be different. He's definitely going to have to go out and execute a good game plan. But to do that, I just feel he got it all wrong the first time. Whether his head was not in the right place, he was concentrating on the wrong things, thinking about other fighters. Late replacement, took Ruiz too lightly. Whatever it may be, this is now his time to come back and shine. And it's tough. It's tough to come back with an immediate rematch. When you was beaten for the first time, the way and the manner he was. But there's no options for him. He's such a high-profile athlete. He can't come back with a knockover job and work his way back into the mix. He had the right for a rematch. He had to execute that right and go back and win his belts and get back on top. That was a message I put out straight after that first fight. Ruiz, obviously, he can box. He's a Mexican, and he's been in the pro gym forever. It looks like. He's neat and nimble. He's got fast hands, but he puts good combinations together. He understands boxing, which you don't always get in the heavyweight boxing. So he's tough. But if Joshua comes out, doesn't give away room, doesn't move around the ring and give away space and let Ruiz walk forward and let his combinations go, I don't think Ruiz would be able to compete if he's pushed on the back foot. So that will be Anthony Joshua's best route for a win, I believe, to back him up. I've heard a few accounts where he said that that's what he's been working on in the gym. He's been trying to be strong, take centre of the ring, and make the guys box around him. And obviously he looks lighter. I'm not sure what he's going to weigh in. And then some people are saying, "Oh, that's because he's planning to be up on his toes and moving around." But I don't see that. He knows, and especially Rob McCracken, who's a very experienced pro coach, knows that's the fundamental flaw that happened in the first fight.
Okay, well listen, I know I've just literally pulled you away from dinner, which I apologise for, but I appreciate you always sort of giving us time. Jules, just finally, how are you getting on with your old mate, Mr. Carl Froch?
Yeah, I know, it's all, we're together every week now, you know what I mean? So we've seen each other so often, there's nothing left, absolutely nothing left. We can't milk it any further. I mean, Sky do their utmost. There's a bit of cheese going to float in this week if it hasn't already. But it's good fun, he's all right. I like him. I've grown to love him. No, not yet, but maybe I will. Maybe I'll grow to love him. I mean, there was for 1 minute, I thought maybe the rematch might be on the trilogy, but absolutely not. He's just such a lovely guy, lovely fella, lovely fella. It ain't happening.
Sorry, I've heard some baffling things, but you referring to Carl Froch as a lovely guy is priceless.
Yeah, well, I think he's softened in his old age. You know what I mean? He's very funny. Comes out with some quirky stuff. Maybe I'm finally understanding him. Maybe
he's finally understanding you.
Yeah, well, maybe. I mean, we both have a different style of humour, but it can be a bit piss-taking and then for a little bit subtle at times and maybe go over people's heads. Maybe there's the mutual appreciation. Who knows? Maybe by the end of this week, I mean, this will be the longest stint. It'll be 4 days together. Maybe by the end of it, he'll be getting on my nerves and I'll try to strangle him. I'll sit on him. I'm much bigger than him now. I'll do him.
Jules Groves, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. We'll get you back to the gala dinner and hope you have a wonderful week here in Saudi Arabia. And keep it real.
Yeah, thanks, man. I mean, you are keeping it real. Have you got in shot yet?
I've already done it in an interview.
Yeah, it looks great.
I'll get into what she said.
Oh, you got it. You ain't got the right foot attire.
What are you on about?
No, you need flip-flops or something.
No, mate.
Yeah. Have you got underwear on?
I've got... Do you want to actually know what I've got on?
No.
No, it's not weird. I've got on Hugo Boss swimming shorts and an IFL TV vest underneath.
Are they Klitschko shorts and... I've seen that look.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It works. George, thank you very much. God bless you. Look dapper as ever. And hopefully we'll catch up with you over the weekend.
Yeah, sure. Lovely. Thank you, KUGAN.
Cheers, mate.
It is special. Absolute dynamite. Oh, my goodness. Here we go.